Yeah, you're welcome to Sweat Studios. Now, anytime you finish your work with Orion, now it is the job of Orion to do about 90 to 95% of the job. But after that, you still need your own input, talking about the detailing. Now, you need to export it, the result to Autocad to arrange for printing. Orion is not going to do that for you. You're not going to do that in Orion. So Run and Autocad work. So I've gotten messages from students asking me how do I go about it. They've been able to learn Orion through my training, but they still find it difficult to do their detailing. It's not like maybe they don't know AutoCAD, at least they have idea of AutoCAD, but they don't know how to do it. So let's look. What you do is you have already gone to where I have the column detail. Of course, they did it too. So I'll just select automatic details. Then for all or whatever, okay, let me just select for story 1 and say display every sheet prepared. Then I'll say OK. Now it will boot automatically and take it to AutoCAD. Now the next thing is, number 1, I don't like this color that I'm seeing here. I want it to be in black and white. Now the next thing I'll do is I want to put them inside a title block. One thing about Orion is that if you try to copy this thing and put it somewhere else, in fact, you will not even like the scaling results you will see. So first, let me show you what I'm talking about. I like to put them 2-2. So I'll select, just watch. I'll select this. Frame, select it from down here to this point. Select the rest. I'll make use of my move tool. I'll move them away from that side to this other side. So see what happens. You can see the dimension are scattered. So that is the purpose of this. Everything will just scatter. So you need to arrange it well. The next thing, let's change the color and see. I'll use by block. Now, if you look at this side too, you can see the dimension looking very, very bogus. So to set the dimension is where the problem is. But before that, let me bring in my title block. I want to bring in this title block which I've already prepared before somewhere. I'll come to this clipboard. After selecting it, I'll select copy with base point. Specify base point. Anywhere can be my base point. I'll just click anywhere on the screen. The next thing is I'll go back to where I have this, then right click, paste, or let me use paste as block so that it will be just one model. Now the scaling, they are both different, so you can see it's very tiny. The title block is very tiny. Now I'll make use of scale to expand it. I'll select, after selecting it, I'll come to scale, then specify base point. I'll click on it. Then it will now tell me to specify scale factor. This is it here. I'm not specified, I'm just zooming it. I'll use say 1000. Press enter. This is what I have. Let me move it and see if it is what I actually want. This cannot work. So I'll select it, go to scale again. This time around I'll use 100. Let's see how big it is. No, this is too big. Let me undo. Ctrl Z. Instead of 100, I'll come to scale. Let me use. Now the way the scale in AutoCAD works, any object you bring in is 100% of itself. If you want to increase it by 20%, then you use 1.2. If you want to increase it by 80%, you use 1.8. If you want to reduce it by 20%, you use 0.8. If you want to reduce it by 10%, you use by 10% you use 0.9. Okay, so that's how to go about it. Now this one, I want to increase it by 50%. I'll use 1.5. Let's see. Is it big enough? Remain small. I think I'll go back to scale again and select it. Let me use the same 50%, 1.5. Okay, I think this is more or less what I want. Now I'll move it to this side. Now I can copy this. Make sure you select everything. Now I'll move it to where I want it to be. Here, do the same. Select it. Move. I'll try to use a snap point. Pick this as my base point. Then I'll do the same thing here. I'll not click, I'll just snap it there. Then move. Okay, so now the next thing is I can put another one down, but that's not really necessary for now. It's just for you to understand the scaling first and how to reduce this, which is very, very important. Now to reduce this, what you do is select it, then come to annotate and check. We have to create new dimension that will fit into this, because first let me change the color. Let's see. Okay, now let's come to this side where you are in annotate, okay, and you are under dimension. Then select this arrow here. I'm using Autocad 2017. Then I'll create a new style. Let me call it edit, and say continue. Now if you observe, the arrows are not showing of which it is supposed to be showing. Now come to test. So what I have here is 0.1. I have to reduce the test. Let's make it 0.01. Now folks, in order not to waste your time, I actually use 0.01. Then I tried it off camera, but I saw that the scale is very, very wrong. Understand, it wasn't giving me what I wanted, so that's why I use that's why I use 20. Now even the 20 that I use, let me show you the result that I got. I'll close it. You will see this is it. It's still very small. I want a situation whereby it will rhyme with what I have here. Okay, the lettering, the labeling. So I want the dimension test to rhyme with it. So I'll still go back there. I'll select here modify. I'm modifying the edits which I created. Now I'll change it to, let me use 20 is very small. Let me use 40. Make sure it is aligning with dimension line. Select this here. Now there's going to be a problem. You see this? You come to primary unit. Now make sure that okay, the decimal separator is sorry, not decimal separator. The precision is 0. If not, you have a situation whereby your test will be given. If you want to, if instead of you having 200, you have 200.00 into 4 places here. Then you come to primary unit to change it to a single 0. Okay, let's say okay. Now I'll close. Just watch this one. What happens to this? You can see that it grew a little. Still a little tiny. I'm not satisfied with this, so I'll go. So that's how you edit it. You make sure that you either increase or you reduce the test height of your dimension. So I'll make use of say 60. Let's use 60 now and say okay. Just watch. So I'll close it. Now I think that does it. So that's how to do it. Then you apply the same thing. Then come to match property. You select the source object, which is this dimension. Then you apply the rest. You can see everything looking aligned. You can see everything working perfectly. Okay, now another thing I noticed, let me show you. Another thing is that the arrows are not showing, which is the last thing I want to do for the dimension. You come to annotate. There's no point teaching it without making it complete. Then you come to modify. Now the arrows are very, very tiny. Normally it's supposed to show them. Come to then even okay, let's come to arrows, arrow size. Let's use since we have the test height as 60, let's use 30 for the arrow size and say okay. Then another thing is okay, let's stop there and close. Just watch the ends, so you can see the arrow now boldly showing. Alright folks, thanks for watching. Now I want to let you know that I have full training video for AutoCAD 2D and 3D, Revit architecture, Revit interior, Start Pro and Orion and Lumion 3D and animation, and all these videos are well detailed. You don't need me at all, you don't need a physical class at all. As you watch those videos, practice and teach yourself. If you have any question to ask, you can chat with me on my WhatsApp. You can also follow my group where I drop tips by tips based on a question that a student that is having challenges asking. Alright, I'll see you in next class.